Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, classmates. I am Charles Winston Gapoy, and in this video, I will discuss to you two topics, which are the countless problems and the common stresses in the family. Number one, poverty striking heads of the family who can hardly provide for their family's basic needs. So one of the best example is during this pandemic, wherein thousands of Filipinos ang nadulaan sa obra, and most of them are the breadwinner of the family. And I think as a social worker or working in a welfare agency, we should not only give them financial assistance, but also provide them what do you call that, a livelihood program, so that kahit pa paano may i-support sila sa ilang family nga sige-sige. Next one is women and children who are victims of sexual abuse and other form of violence. So according to Chameleon Association, here in the Philippines, there were about 7 million children who are sexually abused every year. More than 70% of sexually abused children are between 10 and 18 years old, and 20% under 6 years old. So this is quite alarming, is because there were several children nga na-involved sa among nga kaso, and this could bring trauma to them, and it could affect their psychological well-being in which pwede nila madala samtang gatigulang sila. The next one is drug abuse desperately needing rehabilitation. They say life is a matter of choice and not of chance. It may be their choice to use illegal drugs, but we don't know the truth or the story behind it. So, and being a social worker, I think we should let them understand that the more they put their lives on the dark side, the more they will not experience freedom and true happiness. Next one, rural residents who are suffering from lack of certain basic like water supply. Just like there is amon, despite of the modernization, there are still people nga nagatuwang-tuwang pa sa ilang mga containers or gapanag-og pa kagdalon sa ilang panimalay para may gamiton lang. So the next one is the victims of natural disasters who need to rebuild their lives. One of the best example is the super typhoon Yolanda, in which it brought lots of casualties. And as a social worker, it is our responsibility to cater the needs of the people, and also to help them recover from that incident. The next one is victims of armed conflict and other refugees with no resources to start anew. As example is ang victims or mga people dito sa Marawi, or if you have remembered the Fallen 44, the SAF 44. So aside from giving them or providing them their physiological needs, I think some of them may suffer from fear, anxiety, or na trauma, and it is one nga kinahanglan taman hatagan atensyon and buligan. And also kinahanglan taman ang i-secure ang safety needs nila. Next one is former dissidents, released prisoners, discharged mental patients who all need to be reintegrated to the community, and countless others who need help in order to function well socially. So sa diri, our assistance and understanding is badly needed, kid, since ini sila like mga former PDL or halin sa prisuhan, and may mga tao nga mga mental illness. So we cannot deny or hindi tagid maligaran nga some people will discriminate them. So our next topic is the common critical incident and stresses in the family. Number one, majority belongs to the low income groups. So here in the Philippines, most of the families are under the poverty line. Number two, communication among members is poor. I think this is one of the negative effects of technology. Just like for example, magpulit sa balay, ang tatay nagalantaw sa TV, si nanay ga YouTube, kita ang bata diretso sa kwarto gagala FB and nampang sa game. So wala na kita asang bonding time or time nga mag-talk pa sa bidiin sa family. And also kung magpanyapon man wa ay gadungan. 3, lack of solidarity in the family. So for me, one of the main reason is the lack of proper communication, because I believe that ang isa ko problema, basta ginaistoryan sang gusto sang pamilya may aragid sing paghiliusa. Number 4, authoritarian in decision making. So that is if mother or si it's either si mother or si father ang may command sa family, in which it is not good. Dapat i-consider man ang opinion sa other members of the family. Number 5, one or both parents do not perform expected roles. So best example gid is si tatay is palahubog and the nanay is tahor or ang platong it or madyong. Number 6, when any family member dies because of illness, accidents, etc. So sa dere especially ang napatay pagidbi is ang breadwinner of the family, mamroblema gid ang mga nabilin. They don't know what to do and they may experience anxiety and depressions. Number 7, when any of the family members marries or marries and such marriage is against the family's will, plan, values, and traditions. So like for example, ang magnubyohanay nubyo or nubihanay, which is ang nubyo is Catholic and the nubya is Muslim. So kung gusto gid nila nga i-pursue ang ila kasal, may ara gid isa nga magparaya or mag-sacrifice or magpabunyag sa lain, or example sa mga Muslim siya or mga Catholic siya. Number 8, when the family business or any income generating project becomes bankrupt and causes severe economic pressure because it is the main source of family income. So problema gid kung ang income sang negosyo lang ang ginasaligan, kag waay sing managaobra nga lain or separar para sa expenses ng needs ng family. Kaya ang sa negosyo hindi ta masigurado kung bugana or kasadaan bugana ang aton income kaysa hindi man. Number 9, when any of the family members is suffering from chronic illness such as cancer, tumor, etc., and the family has no means to support the medication or hospitalization. So masubo man pamatian, but then may nagakatabo ini sa especially diri sa Gimaras, may ara di nga instead nga idalon siya sa hospital, choose na lang nila nga sa balay na lang. Why na nila gindala sa hospital is because why sila kwarta. When either the father or the mother abandons the family, leaving the care of the children and the management of the household to the abandoned spouse. So I don't know lang sa inyo if aray ka mo sa mga situation, and if ever man gid just continue life, pursue your dreams and hindi lang gid maghatag kaagi kaugot or dumot sa ila, because after all bilis ka doon mo man ang kalibutan, they are still your parents, and I know mabudlay but just forgive them. Number 11, when the head of the family loses his job, leaving the responsibility of the bread earning to the spouse or older children. So example is si tatay nadulaan obra tungod sa sini nga pandemic. So si nanay or ang magulang nga bata amo naman ang magpakabakaobra para masawartaran ang kinahanglanon sang pamilya. Number 12, when an unmarried member becomes pregnant and the family considers it a shame or a stigma. So this may be difficult to the member who got pregnant, but this does not define her as a bad person, and I think she should talk and ask forgiveness for from her family, because I believe that whatever it takes, your family or the persons who you can lean on and still accepts you and love you unconditionally, no matter what, despite of that despite of what was happened. Number 13, when any of the family members is addicted to drugs, in conflict with the law, is sexually abused, or becomes a street child. So these people, or if ever these were children, they must be put into a rehabilitation center so that they may restore their social functioning and to act, or they may not be deviant in our society. Number 14, when the family becomes a victim of disasters and normal functioning is affected temporarily or permanently by social and economic dislocation. So example, during this pandemic, damo ang nadulaan sang obra, and may man kung naghambal nga tanan, but some, especially sa mga cities, ang nagapanakabalay and nagapangawat sang gamit kay para lang ibenta kag makakwarta para ibakal sang pagkaon, nga para sa pamilya. Or kung diri man sa mga rural areas, mayara man nga gapangwa sang ila nga manok or ila sang iban nga manok, just to para lang may ipakaon or may sudan ang pamilya. So that would be all. Thank you.